updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join.
From Occupy Nigeria to Black Lives Matter, citizens all around the world have resorted to non-violent and sometimes violent protests to campaign against any government policy or a social cause. Back home in Nigeria, our right to protest with or without police permits is protected by the 1999 Constitution. But over time and over things that we've seen around the globe, people are beginning to question, is there any power whatsoever in protesting? This morning, the ladies and I will be discussing the power of protest. First of all, on Sunday was a very colorful day in Nigeria. On Friday, Busola Bakolo broke the internet with a viral video where she was alleging that she was sexually assaulted by the General Vizier of Commonwealth Zion Assembly, Kudan. And on Sunday, there was, I won't call it nationwide protest, but anywhere there was a closed church, there was a protest. There was a protest in Abuja, there was a protest in Lagos. And a lot of people said it was a waste of time. Why are you protesting this, man? Why are you doing this? But also from Monday morning, the pastor had allegedly stepped down, which was one of the cardinal points of the protest. And people are saying that they want to see the case in court. And a lot of conversations were around it. Primarily, is there any power in protesting? What do you think, John? Is there any power in protesting?
Yes, I feel protest creates like an awareness. Like you're saying just now that the pastor has stepped down. I think it's as a result of the protest. If when she came out and everything just went smooth, I don't think it should have gotten that far for him to had dropped this, to have stepped down from the pulpit for the time being. So I feel there is power in protest because it brings like an awareness. It's when there's a protest, people want to know what really happened. They want to dig in further and steps are taken. People who are supposed to, it's like a channel. It's people that are empowered to do something will actually be willing to because of that protest. So I feel there's power in protest.
What do you think, Adrian?
I feel that when people start to protest, it creates awareness. It makes people see that this matter is actually a serious matter. I think when Goodluck Jonathan started to remove the subsidy, many people took to the streets, carried placards, and said no, do not install subsidy. And actually, in a week, we had very good response. So I think for me, protest has its effects. It brings results. It's just most of the time, it depends on the gravity of the case. The gravity of the case will determine if people will respond to the protest.
You know, that particular protest, I think that was the Occupy Nigeria protest.
Yes,
For
2012,
I was speaking to a colleague just now this morning, and I was like, isn't it really funny that when fuel was about to be increased to 140, the nation shut down, and right now we pay up to 144, 145, 143 to buy the same fuel, and there's no complaint. People are even thanking God that it cost that small for them to buy it. But let's also consider other situations. What about situations where the protests do not work? Which happens quite a lot of times.
Yes.
When Donald Trump became the president of the United States, there was almost a nationwide protest, especially by women, for a lot of his comments. I think one of them was grabbing by the, I can't say the word, but it's a dirty word for vagina. He has a video of him saying that. So there's a lot of protests, especially by women, saying that a man that does not respect women should not be in the White House. The man is still in the White House, in case anybody was wondering. And so there's lots of other protests that have not been successful. Another good example is what is going on right now in Sudan. The internet has been shut down for a while. Hundreds of people, according to reports, have allegedly been killed by the army. And whatever it is, they're protesting for democratic rule. And democratic rule has still not been restored, and a lot of lives have been lost. Would you guys say that protests might be a dangerous course of action to take?
I feel when people step out to say they want to protest concerning something, it's usually anything I see, anything I get out of this, because you're pursuing a cause. Because you're pursuing a cause, usually all your heart, your mind, and you're saying, if I perish, I perish. Basically, so what happens is if people don't see the gravity and intensity of which you're saying, I want this thing to change, and then you are willing to die in the process for it, because many changes that occurred over time is as a result of consistent pushing. Now, take for example, I think we all remember the guy in India that did a peaceful protest. Eventually, they got what they wanted, but it took a while. Now I feel that for protest for me is consistency. But certain states, what happens is that because we don't get the response, we say, we're tired, we have done our best. But I feel that eventually protest has effect when we continue. It's gonna just be one of things.
But still, what I'm saying is that, and you're saying that consistency is how we're going to get a result. But I'm saying that in a lot of cases, protests have turned out to be too dangerous. Even in Occupy Nigeria, a man was killed. I think a man was killed in Kwara State, if I remember correctly. And then over time, so more people lost their lives. In Sudan right now, we don't even know what is going on in Sudan because of protests. And in several other countries, people have died, lives have been lost for protests. So I'm saying that, is it sometimes a bad idea? Is it too dangerous a thing to take?
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to step out to do, especially if you have policies or government people around you who are not in support. So those policies may affect the process, and this is very dangerous.
What do you think, Joanna? Is it too dangerous?
I really don't feel it's too dangerous because protests are not to be judged by their, well, like say, immediate because there's non-violent. There's violent protest doesn't mean we shouldn't come out to protest. I mean, systems fail, but systems are also important. So I feel it's our ability to, will I say, manage the situation at that particular time. Like when you're coming out to protest, make sure you tell the protesters that you don't want a system here is resort to violence. We like kind of caution them against violence because anything can happen when there's violence and protest. So I feel it's because we have violence, it doesn't mean we shouldn't come out to protest. We should make our protesters know the situation that we aren't coming out here to fight. We just want people to be aware. This is what we are coming out to do. So I feel if I want to come out now, for instance, to protest, I have to be aware of the situation. Like it's not going to result to violent protest. So I feel protest. It's not a bad idea. Coming out to protest, for me, it's not something that is a bad idea. If you come out and we know, okay, we're not going to fight, we're just going to do our stuff, stop peacefully and go back home, then why not come out?
Exciting. Okay, guys, we want to take as many comments as we can on this conversation. Do you want to go online right now? We're streaming live TSO Nigeria TV. Let us know how you feel about protesting. Do you think it's a great idea? Do you think there's any power in protest? Or do you think it's a blatant waste of time? Now, since both of you think protests are a great idea, will you protest?
Yeah, I will, if it's going to be non-violent.
You know, you can't really tell. The bulk of protests,
crowd you're carrying along.
The bulk of protests almost always starts out non-violent.
Let me give you a situation. Like when I was in school back then, we were doing like a protest because of the school fees, which was on the increment. We all came out to do our thing normally. Like we didn't plan for it to end in a violent protest. But then along the way, a guy like he saw a security man. He didn't really insult the man, just like a exchange of order, and the man started shooting to the air. Everybody started running and throwing stones around. So I feel at times people don't come out with that intention
or to get violent.
Yes,
exactly.
But situations just happen. Like I mean, the guy was just having a talk, like an argument with the man, and then the man just started shooting to the air. Somebody actually got shot in the leg.
Wow.
So I feel it's at times the two ways in the security men and the people protesting. If we just get to that point where before you know it, everything is a violent protest. For me, I'll actually come out if I know that at the end of the day I'm not going to get injured. I will come out to protest.
You did a face when she said
I've never had a reason to be in the protest. I don't think it's something I would do. But if I'm thinking now, if circumstances present itself.
What are those circumstances?
It is a peaceful protest. I think I would. I may not say. I cannot say for sure now that I would get myself involved in a protest.
Anyways, I think I would definitely join protests. I think they're amazing things. Yeah. I think I've only joined one protest, and it was by accident. But anyways, I think it's a thing that all of us should do. But in the country that we are in right now, let's bring it home. We've seen several situations where we have gone out to protest and nothing comes forward. Do you believe that the Nigerian government actually respects what the citizens want?
Because let's look at something that is trending right now. A lot of people are talking about Ruga. A lot of people do not even know what it is. You know, we started out with having clashes between Fulani herdsmen and farmers because maybe the farmers, the herdsmen took their cattle to people's farms, destroyed their crops, and then there were reprisal attacks from the farmers, and lots of lives have been lost in the process. And then a suggestion was brought in by the government for ranches to be created in different states for the headers to put their cattle, and of course Nigerians refuse. And now we're having a settlement program which the government has called Ruga, where it's a big expanse of land will be given to Fulani people to move in and settle in the 36 states of the country. And other people are just saying that this is a really poor idea. But so from what I've read so far, I'm not entirely sure if I have all the points correctly, but from the last post that I saw on it was that they were going to use federal government owned lands, which means which points to the direction that the federal government has the right to use their lands for whatever they like, which means whether or not we are going to rebuke it, they may still be able to do it. So in a country that seems like our opinions do not exactly matter, do you think protesting holds strength in Nigeria?
For me, I would like to say it depends on people who are involved. Let's take it to this Bisola Dakolo story. I don't think if a normal person, like, I won't say sorry, I mean like not a celebrity comes out, people will give it that much attention it's having now. I feel it's having that attention because she's a celebrity, or people knew her to where that's why it's having this attention. So I feel protest today, people is who is involved. Like let's say this, let's bring back the girls. It took a lot of efforts of NGOs, of people before the case was really giving the amount of hearing it has now. Let's think about this IDPs. People are not really talking about it, but yet they are coming out to protest that their stuff, yes, are being diverted. But people are not really paying attention to it because of people involved. So I feel protest in Nigeria has gotten to that point that it now depends on who, how important the person is.
But a lot of very important people have joined behind a lot of protests. Occupy Nigeria, some people like Banky W took it as their
That's
personal
what I'm saying,
problem.
that it depends.
And I think Obi Ezekwesili was heavily involved in Bring Back Our Voice, was she not? There were protests in Nigeria, there were protests in the US, there were protests in the UK.
But how many people are supporting the IDPs? How many people are supporting the NSAS stuff?
At the end of the day, what we are saying is that
I mean, NSAS was supported by almost every celebrity, every male celebrity.
For the IDPs, who was talking about it?
I feel that at the end of the day, what we have is people who want to speak up, but we are not being responded to. I feel that it's also policies that are laid on the ground that is affecting the response to protest. If we, for example, had people or leaders that want to, or people acting, because I think power of influence is very important. We have people that our center can influence these people in government, actually. I think a better response would be given.
So we need influencers for protests.
Kind of.
I mean, I don't know what I feel like I think so, but I still feel like if people do not feel directly attacked by the problem, irrespective of the person that did them, they wouldn't pay attention to it. A very big movement in the United States is the Black Lives Matter movement. Everybody has showed up at a Black Lives Matter protest. That's exaggeration. But anybody who's anybody at some point would have showed up. Barack Obama has showed up at a Black Lives Matter. Everybody is being there. Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. Black people are still being shot unarmed in the streets. The policemen responsible for them are still not going to prison. Since the beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement till now, only one police officer has gone to prison, and more than 40 black people have been killed unarmed. So I still feel very strong that irrespective of the face that is on that is with the movement, if people do not feel directly attacked by it, if do not feel like it's going to affect them in any way, shape or form, they're not going to join. As big as NSAS was, we had rugged man carrying on his head everything, he was always talking, he was always making videos. You notice that a lot of famous celebrities did not join him.
Yes.
Because women are usually not the ones that are harassed for having dreadlocks or having tattoos or driving cars by policemen. I mean, they're harassed by maybe they say you guys are dressed indecently, you must be prostitutes, this thing or that thing. But you know, they don't really involve themselves in those particular matters because they might feel like they're not the ones that are directly affected by it. as big as Occupy Nigeria, I believe that because everybody uses fuel.
Yeah.
This fuel was just used by just people that grind tomatoes. Many people would have many people. So I feel like the IDP case, even if Genevieve Naji decides to be the face of the IDPs, a lot of people will still not pay attention. That could be wrong. What do you think?
But don't you feel it will give them that awareness? Like when people, on social media, for instance, people see stuff like that, they want to know more, want to know what's going on. I feel the need for protest is to create awareness. It may not bring the goal now, but with time, when it sustains, we are hoping that we'll see the result. So I feel if famous people join these IDPs, for instance, people want to know, okay, why are these people coming out? That awareness is already there. People then, by so doing, the people at the end, people who are in the power to actually look into the case will be kind of pressured to want to listen to them just because that famous person is there.
Apparently, for me, I feel for protests, what happens is a consistent thing. All the protests that has been responded to from time past, from history, is that they kept on doing it. They didn't stop. So for protests to be responded to, for people to actually hear, oh, we don't stand for this, we don't want this to happen anymore in our country or in our state, it has to continue. So it is in that continuity that at the end of the day we have people responding. Like someone would not say, okay, let's really look into this matter. But if people are not tenacious, they don't continue, they give up eventually. Because take a look at it. We may not, we protest now, you protest and say, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. We keep going. And then at some point, they don't respond, say, baby, I'm tired. But once in a while, you just bring out your head and say, I'm talking about this matter, or people should answer. But when you have consistency, when you keep pulling those influences, trying to get people involved, and trying to say, this matter needs to change, eventually, it takes a while, but eventually they respond. I think that's what happens half the time.
Amazing. So basically, consistency and tenacity is the only way we can push your process forward. Remember, guys, this conversation always continues in our comment section. We'd love to know what you think about the situation. So if you believe the protests have power, if you believe that Nigerians should make sure that they're involved in protests, do you believe that tenacity is the reason why protests succeed, or do you think it's a waste of time? Everybody should go to their house. However way you feel about protests, let us know. The conversation continues in our comment section. TSM Nigeria TV would love to know what you think. And of course, to get news on the go, just log on to tsmnigeria.tv and you can get all your news on the go on our blog. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is TSM Nigeria Space TV. And of course, to follow us on all our TSL Nigeria TV. Isn't it amazing, guys? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are so brilliant all the time. I told you that pink was your color. I changed my mind. It's yellow. Yellow is also your color. We're going to be here again tomorrow by 10 a.m. having amazing conversations with you. Thank you. Make sure you have yourself a lovely day and good morning. Bye-bye.